Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of History Quest. I'm your host Brian, and this month we are at the Wright County Historical Society in Buffalo, Minnesota. We're joined with Jeff, our tour guide, and Jeff, first of all, thanks for having us.
Sure.
What can you tell us about the museum?
So, the Historical Society has been established since 1928, from my understanding. The building, in fact, was 1990. Where, as you can see with all the names on the wall, these were all the sponsors that helped make the building possible. After that, it's just been kind of a collection of separate spaces that have been added on through the years. I will take you through and just kind of show you what's been going on. But this is our main foyer gallery. So as people are walking in, they get to see, this one switches out like every 2 years. So right now, we've got just kind of the history of music in the last 150 years of Wright County. It's a little more spaced out due to the COVID pandemic. After this year, this coming October, November, we'll be switching it out to a couple different things. People are walking in. We've got the whole foyer. They can move throughout. We have a gift shop, library over there. One of the things that we're working on in the upcoming to take the music out, we're going to move on and talk about the semi-quincentennial that's coming up in a couple of years. We are looking for topics from everyone in Wright County that wants to submit to see, what's been happening in their living memory that's affected the county. So one of our pet projects that we have going on is Barn Quilts of Wright County. We are working on trying to get a whole map throughout the county of the existing barn quilts that are already up. We are trying to push to get more people to submit their own, create their own barn quilts, and just have a printed map that people can go through and move around the entire county. We've had some competitions. We've had 2 classes where people can come in and do these size quilts on their own. Lots of fun, good colors. This one here won the grand champion over at the Wright County Fair. So as we're heading into our main gallery is usually about a 3 to 5 year exhibit per space. And so right now we've got is more of our rural farming area, talking about home gardening, what they were doing back in the day, along with springtime to wintertime, and just kind of photos of what people had to deal with at that point. So in this section we have how pastors were moving around in the rural communities. It was maybe one pastor to 1, 2, even 3 churches. And so you can see, what they had to carry with them, whether it was the Bible, the bags. We even got a pulpit back there. And just how their life was more than just one space. So what we have here is obviously Wright H. Humphrey, not born in Wright County, but actually lived here and loved the area quite a bit. So they actually had a museum over by Waverly Lake that unfortunately burned down. And so the Wright County was able to collect what survived, including the car. We've got one of his snowmobiles. Apparently he liked to go really fast. The car, in fact, works. When we brought it in, we had a mechanic volunteer to break down the engine, clean it out, fire it up. So it is a functional vehicle, deserving of a vice president. So this is our cornerstone. This is kind of the jewel of the collection, if you will. This is the Nelsonian, which is a 32-piece single musical instrument. When you see pictures, you'll see all the instruments that are very close up of like the banjo, we've got a guitar, we've got the piano in there, drums, everything by one person. Now, Albert Nelson didn't necessarily live in Wright County. He wasn't born here, but eventually moved here. Worked on this as just kind of his passion project, became an obsession from what we understand. And he started it, apparently, rough idea of that whenever they would have dances and music events at the hall, well, the musicians would rather dance than play. And so Albert decided, well, okay, that doesn't quite work for me. We need music, so he went and started building this whole thing. This is actually the truck that he would wheel the whole thing in. It is cleaned up. We tried to restore it as best we could. It was just kind of a rusting hulk that we found outside, but he was able to fit that whole thing into there. This panel is actually his handwriting, so that's why we've left this one by itself. But it's just super cool that you can just see the progress as we were able to clean the whole thing up. It was quite an endeavor for him to make this whole thing actually possible.
Does it still work?
It is so fragile, I don't think we even want to touch it. Because we are past the restoration stage. It is now just conserving. Just because at this point, it was at, I believe, the 1933 World's Fair, at the Ripley's Believe It or Not exhibit. Even Albert, if he was still around, wouldn't remember how to fix the thing. It is so complex that it's so far gone. The value of this is immeasurable. As far as we know, from what I've been told, the banjo itself, by itself, would be about 30 grand. Mm. So then you just build everything on top of that, and you just can't really put a whole value on it. But yeah, he moved around the county, would play at events.
So this is permanent?
This is permanent. At one point, the Smithsonian actually wanted it, but the family, the Nelson family, said, no, it's going to stay here in Wright County. the six feet under. It is just basically about funeral services, the process that has gone on in Wright County, going from the casket to a cooling board, to the headdresses and every little thing that we've been able to kind of find and collect about the whole process. Like I said, it's one of our newest ones, so it'll be here for a couple more years, and then we'll move on to something else. Okay, so this is our activity room. This is where we've got programming. We have a weekly baby daycare kind of thing every Wednesday. We have got a massive quilting group that comes once a month and just fills the space with just a bunch of quilting projects. This is just adaptable. We have our board meetings here. We rent out the space to any groups, organizations that are looking to have a meeting. We work with the county quite a bit. So this is our hands-on gallery. As you can see, it is pretty intensely messy at the moment. We just finished our Festival of Trees at the first week of January. That was our 17th annual event, so it's been going on for quite a while. We put it on every year. Groups, organizations, individuals can come in and basically decorate a tree. We have got competitions. It gets pretty intense on who can decorate the best tree and all that. Once this is taken down, this is broken up into sections where anybody can come in, and this is where they can be more tactile. This is where they can just do the hands-on. Where you've got weaving, you've got the one-room schoolhouse down in the corner, you've got like Minnesota geology and soil over there. It is where the kids can come and run around, and we're okay with that. But yeah, Festival of Trees was our best year ever. We had 88 trees. We had over 3,000 visitors come in to just walk around, vote, be a part of activities. And it is just a big, wonderful thing that we do for the community, for the county. We get groups coming in from everywhere to just decorate a tree, be a part of it. One thing that we are going to work on is over in the back corner is kind of artist's corner, where groups can come in and work on whatever they want. So like we have the barn quilts painting back there at some point. Whatever group needs a space, if we have artists coming in, that sort of thing. So this is Marissa Campanero. She is our archivist, and she will be talking about our library.
So this is our research library. We have multiple things that throughout the county that people can use and research here. So we have family files, mainly focus on marriages, births, obituaries, things like that. But anything pertaining to Wright County or people in Wright County, we are librarians. We have two. They clip every week and every month and are filed into those. We also have subject files, so anything again pertaining to the county and all of our different newspapers throughout the county we'll put into our subject file, which is in the room over here. But these shelves are our family histories that people have donated to us. We also have county history resources, as well as all of these stacks are genealogical resources. This is open to the public to come in and use. We also have research requests available for people if they wanted to either email, phone call, or obviously in person. And so either myself or our two reference librarians would work on that. But we do have our archive and our object space, which is restricted to the public but still accessible through research requests. And we have things like marriage records, probate, tax information from the government, as well as things that people have donated. So just a little bit more fragile, a little bit more exclusive, I should say, to Wright County. And so those are also available through requests, and anytime anyone has a question, they can feel free to give us a call or email us. We also have our computers and our subscription, so a big part of what drives us is our members. It's $25 for families and individuals and for the year, and we really appreciate when our members come in. They're a big part of what keeps us running.
Well, Jeff, thank you very much for giving us a tour of the museum. I hope all our McCullough County people can make a trip up here and check this out. Wonderful building, great displays. And with that, we'll close out for the day. Thank you everybody for watching, and make sure you tune in again next month for another episode of History Quest.